bang out these videos for you guys today. These tidbit videos. So this video is going to be about internet service here in Tanzania and what that process is and what you can expect. So, again, this is from my experience, my perspective, my point of view, and hopefully it will help you in some way. So, where do I start? When I first arrived here in Tanzania, I've been with several internet providers here in Tanzania. So when I first arrived, I was with a company called, it's very popular, Airtel. So I, of course, had a local, helping me. And so what we did was we went to Airtel and we inquired about the pricing for the service and the actual device. The device, okay, I'm gonna try to remember the price. I believe the device was like 140,000 shillings for the actual device, and then the monthly service was 100,000 shillings. Now, I will go into the monthly service issue that I encountered. So the device itself was 140,000 shillings. So the driver knew of someone who actually had a gently used device. And so I was able to purchase that device for like 80,000 shillings. So I did that. Now, I asked my driver at the time, I asked him to ensure that the service package was unlimited. I needed unlimited data. I told them that I would be using it specifically for business purposes, and it was imperative that I had unlimited service. The driver asked the representative several times, at least 2 to 3 times, okay, if the service could, because I kept asking him, are you sure? Ask him again, ask him again. And the person kept saying yes. So I've got the device home. I tell you guys, it was probably like 30 days, and I was getting data usage warnings. So come to find out, they gave me 100 GBs, okay, of service. It did not last long at all. And I hadn't even done anything, business wise, except for, check some emails, but just nothing on my website, just nothing of that sort. Just really checking emails, typing up documents and things of that nature, surfing the internet for information. Those were like the primary things that we used it for, and even just tethering it to our phone when we were at home so that we can preserve data on our US phones. But we weren't constantly doing that. Again, half the time we were out during the day taking care of business. And then we would, of course, use it upon our return home. But yeah, it was not, we were getting data usage warnings, and I was telling, my driver, I said, what is going on? Like, I just got the service. I thought you asked them if it was unlimited. He stated, yes, I did. I asked them several times. Then I had to take the device back, to one of the Airtel agents. Of course, I was very upset. I said, you guys told me that was unlimited. And then, that's when it was discovered that the monthly service is actually not unlimited, and they don't have an unlimited package at all. Yeah. Talking about pissed. That was me. I mean, just because the blatant lies, and you guys will find that. I have experienced that like a lot, where they just want to get the sale or want you to get the service so badly that they will tell you whatever it is you want to hear, and knowing that it is not true or entirely true. And they will risk having you come back, okay, being frustrated and upset and angry, just so that they, can secure you as a customer, whether it be temporary or long term. They just want, to the money, for the initial service. And so I was very upset, very, very upset. The guy said he would give me a new SIM card and he would pay for extra data out of his own pocket, because I was going to take it to management. It was wrong. You've lied to me, and so he did that. But at that juncture, I was done. I did not want to further do business with Airtel. They could not provide me with the service that I needed. And then just because their representatives were being untruthful. So I decided to part ways with Airtel. Asked the driver about other service providers. He hinted towards a company called Vodacom. But he did mention, because he knows how I am, and I'm all about, listen, the truth. Just tell me the truth. And because you know what happens when someone does not tell you the truth, they take away your right, okay, to decide and decipher if you want to do business or if you want to continue a particular relationship, willingly. They take away your option to be well informed and to make a well informed decision about what it is you want to do. So back to Vodacom. He mentioned Vodacom, but he said that there was another brother and sister, that I happen to I know the sister that he was referring to. And she and her partner had signed up for service with Vodacom, and they were told again that it had the services that they inquired about, and then when they got it home, indeed that was not the case, and they could not get their money back. That's the other thing here. They are very hesitant to give you your money back. Not to say it can't happen, because it has happened with me. Listen, you're not going to just take my money, under false pretenses. Yeah, no, not if I can help it. But they are very reluctant to give you your money back. It's not like, at home where, you can go in, can say, hey, listen, this person told me that you guys provided this service. The services were secured under false pretenses. It has tainted the image of your company. I would like a refund. And I'm choosing not to continue my business with your company. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get your refund, because, they don't want you to write a bad review or escalate it up to corporate. Not the case here. They're very reluctant to do that. Again, not to say that you can't get your money back, because I have. But you just, it just leaves such a sour taste in your mouth. So I decided against Vodacom. So then moving on to a company called Smile. So Smile offers, little like compact portable devices. And you can carry it with you. They also offer, the home size modems as well. I opted for the portable, like the pocket Wi-Fi device, excuse me. And I asked them specifically, I said, I told them where I lived. At the time, I was in Njero. And I told them, that's where I reside. I asked them, does the service work there? Also, is it 4G? Do you have unlimited service? Um, all of those questions. Um, and of course, I was told, yeah, we have several packages. They have a true unlimited, they have a light unlimited, the true unlimited, which is like their unlimited, but not totally like unlimited, but it's the most unlimited that you're gonna get. I know it's very confusing, but it's their true unlimited, and it's like I said, it's the most data that you're going to get, or the most usage that you're going to get for the month. So I got that. That one is 185,000 shillings per month. Then they have the light unlimited. I believe that one is about 80,000 shillings per month. Don't quote me on that one. I will have to go back and confirm that. But I do know the true unlimited, as it stands now today, was like 185,000 shillings. Now, then, underneath that, they have other smaller packages that gives you less data. You can reload and recharge online, or you can go in. The problem that I had with Smile is that when I was at home in Jero, it would constantly, like I would experience where it would have an X where the bars are, the little bars that tells you, how much reception, your Wi-Fi device is getting. Those little bars that it would have an X there, which means I wasn't getting any service at all. And it would happen often. So, there were times where I did not have Wi-Fi for 6-8 hours, and you're talking about pissed. And I tried to chat with a representative. A lot of times they couldn't help me resolve the issue. If so, it was very drawn out. One time I was able to contact someone, a representative on the chat, explain to them the issue that I was having. They asked for my SIM card or my account number, so you have to give them that. And then they told me that expect to hear back from someone within 24 hours. So I've already been out of service for 6 to 8 hours, and I get you, and you can't help me immediately resolve the issue, and now you're telling me that I will have to wait an additional 24 hours before I hear back from someone who can assist me with resolving this issue. I was not a happy camper. So, this happened on several occasions. It got to the point where I just didn't even use the chat because I already knew what I was going to be told. I would go inside of the office, make some noise, and then finally I was told that they were having an issue in Njero with service. Something with towers. And I'm just like, find time to tell me. You guys don't alert. There was no alert that goes out to the customers letting them know that if you reside in that particular region that there's issues, none of that. You have to go in and kind of press them for this information. And it's very frustrating. As a customer, it's not something that you should have to do. But this was what I went through. So when the service was working, it worked well. But it's just too many times in Njero where it just did not work. Now, I have been out of Njero for a couple of months now, so that the issue could have very well been resolved. But that was what I went through. Outside of Njero, I've resided in USA. In USA, the service worked well. I did not have any issues with Smile in USA. It worked well. I didn't have, I can't even, maybe twice, I had that issue with the X, but I would restart my device and then it would disappear. It wasn't like it was in Njero, where it happened very frequently, and no matter how many times I turned the device off, I just could not get my service restored. So it worked well in Njero. I am now in I'm in Tengeru, and in Tengeru it's been working well as well. So but when I was having that issue with Smile and Njero, because I needed consistent Wi-Fi service, I ended up going to another company called Holotel. And so I went to them, of course, asked the same questions. What kind of service do you have? Does it work in this particular area? Is it 4G? Because what I can tell you with Smile, also what you need to know is that if you've reached your data limit, you will not have consistent 4G. It will take you down to 3G. Okay? So it slows your service down. So you do need to know that. So when I was experiencing those issues, I went to Holotel. Holotel is another up and coming internet provider here in Tanzania. So I went to them. They had another little small pocket portable device. They also have bigger devices, but I got the little small one, and again asked, is it 4G? And this time, is the 4G consistent regardless of how much data I use? I was told yes, it always stays 4G. However, the upload, the speed, and I'm sorry guys, I may not know that like the technical terms, but I can just tell you that it does slow down, once you've reached your data, whatever it is, the package that you chose, your data limit. So yeah, I went through that, but specifically asked them about 4G. So when I got it home, and I also told them where I resided and made sure, I said, hey, this is where I reside. Are you sure, that I can get 4G? So when I got it home, you guys, it wasn't 4G. And my box said 4G. It was 3G. I could not get 4G with Holotel in Njero. So here I am. I'm feeling bamboozled yet again. Now here I am. This is company number 3. So I went, and of course, very upset. And I told the manager, who was the one who opened my account, excuse me, you guys, I said, hey, you told me that I would get 4G service. And since I have brought this device home, I have not once had 4G service. And then she started to pretend, you guys, like she did not understand what I was talking about. So I'm like, okay, so now you don't understand English, but you were speaking it well, and you understood well when I was, initiating service with you guys. Okay, so I called my driver, got him to speak with her. They were just talking in Swahili. I literally stood there, you guys, for 15 minutes before I was like, okay, what in the world is going on? What's wrong with my driver? Does he not know I'm standing here? And I'm in her face, and she's acting like I just don't even exist anymore. So then I just gathered my things and was like headed out the door. She's like, no, man. At that time, I was just like, listen, this is not a time to really even deal with me. I need to remove myself from the situation, and then I will come back. And so then, my driver called, and he was, pole, which means sorry. He said, she said that you can come back and get your money back, since you're not happy with their service. She was saying that in Njero, they don't have enough towers to give you 4G service, but outside of Njero, you will find that you will. So I'm like, again, this should have been told to me before I secured the service, because I did give them my address and tell them where I resided. So it's not rocket science. Again, you just have a problem with it's a problem here with transparency. And it's very frustrating, but this is something that you guys should expect. And you're going to have to decipher how you're going to go about dealing with that. It's extremely frustrating, So I, when outside of Njiro, I realized that I did have 4G service. I decided to allow my son to keep that, and I kept the Smile so that we could have, two devices. So, for the Smile, for the Holotel, you can get, I have to remember the gigabytes. The 80,000 shillings, Josiah, how much for that? For Holotel, if we give 80,000 shillings, how many GBs do we get? 64. So you get 64 GBs for 80,000 T shillings. And then you will go up from there, and you get 100,000 T shillings for 100 GB, 100 gigabytes. And so it goes like that. So I would say, just please. And what I did was with Holotel, and what they allowed was, I asked them if I could take home a device and test it out, do a test run, for a couple of days, just to see how the device works. And I would encourage you all to do the same. Just ask them if you can take home, a device. I know that Holotel does. They allow it. And the Holotel that's in town, near town. They have several locations, but the Holotel that's in town, ask if they will give you a loaner device, so that you can go home and test out how the service is in the area in which you will be using it in. It will save you, quite a bit of trouble. So it's important to make sure that the representative knows where you will be utilizing the service. It's important to get names of the people that you speak with when you're going into secure your Wi-Fi service. And it's important to have some sort of documentation, whether you recorded, whether they signed something. Really, about who you spoke with, what they told you, as it relates to the type of service that's available to you in your area. It's just very important in case you need to go back and escalate it to a manager. So yeah, make sure they know what area you're living in. Make sure that they're telling you, how many gigabytes you will be getting for for whatever particular price point that you're looking for. Make sure that you confirm all of these facts. The most important thing is your location and where you will be using the service, to make sure that you will even have consistent service. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you're checking the package and making sure that you are getting the most bang for your buck, and that you're getting enough data that will support your usage. Of course, that's very important. I can't say that I would recommend really any of them. So I don't feel comfortable giving a recommendation, but I'm giving you my experience, and I'm letting you know who I currently use. And letting you know that thus far in Tengeru, they're both working fine. They're both working fine. I actually have, let me show you the Smile device here. And so guys, it looks just like this. So this is the kind that I have. So if I turn it on now, you'll see that I do. Okay, let me see how I can zoom in for you guys. I don't know. You'll see that I do have 4G. Okay, and I do have full bars. So it's working well here. And it's the same with Holotel. And where's the Holotel? So I'll show you guys what the Holotel device looks like, so that you can see that as well. And you can see what the service is. Where's the Holotel device? So you guys, just I'm waiting on my son to bring the Holotel device, since it is the one that he uses. So let me show you guys that. Now I hope it's on. Hopefully it's not dead, but I just want to show you guys how it looks. So here we go. So this is how the Holotel device looks to you guys. And yes, it's time for me to get my nails done, but that's neither here nor there. This is how the Holotel device looks. And so let me see if it's probably needing to be charged. Yeah, so it's on low battery, but it's been working. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys how it looks, but it's been working again in this area. So those are my tidbits on internet service here, and that has been my experience here in Tanzania. So again, make sure that you get the name of the person that you're speaking with. Make sure that they that you let them know, and make sure that they understand where you will be utilizing the service, so that you'll know whether you'll have consistent service. Make sure you confirm the amount of data that you will be getting, and make sure that it is enough for the way that you will be utilizing that data. Those are the three most important things. I also wanted to let you guys know that in Tanzania, you will be required to be fingerprinted when securing internet service and a SIM card for your phone. So this is called the biometric registration. So the biometric registration is now required here in Tanzania, and it requires you to be fingerprinted. Your SIM card, it gives a unique numeric identifier, personal identifier, and so that personal identifier is then linked with your fingerprints, and this was implemented to curtail criminal activity and fraudulent activity in Tanzania. There were some agents and providers that were participating in fraudulent and criminal activity with clients. I guess they were registering under other people's names and the false identities, and then carrying out criminal activities. So to curtail that, this biometric registration, fingerprint registration system was implemented. So please do not, be alarmed when you are asked to be fingerprinted. This is a requirement here in Tanzania. Again, if you want to secure a SIM card for your cell phone, and also if you want to secure internet service, they will ask for your fingerprints. For those that have had internet and or phone service prior to this new system and new requirement being implemented, they did give a deadline of compliance. Those who did not comply are not allowed to have service. Their service has been interrupted and their SIM has been locked. So yes, they are not playing here in Tanzania. President Magufuli, I believe his slogan is the president that is against corruption. And so I hope this term that he will be focusing on the corruption within the police department. But very proud of him thus far. I think he is an extremely wise man, and Tanzania and the people and citizens of this place here, this part of Al Kabilan, are very, very blessed to have him at this juncture. So just continue to meditate for his continued safety and health and awakening. So yes, so please be prepared to be fingerprinted. I did want to let you guys know that little tidbit as well. And that is all that I have for you guys as it relates to securing internet service here in Tanzania. If there are any other questions that you may have as it relates to that or anything else, you know that you can email me at journeythroughalkebulon@gmail.com. Also, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you already haven't. Until then, you guys be good.